Hi everybody, happy holiday season to you. John with you again, and it's time for our candle empties slash sort of review thing video for the month of November. I've just been relaxing here tonight. Been listening to some nice Christmas music. I have my little holiday tea. It has it is tea actually, but it is holiday tea, which I'm on a mission to use up, but it is also, there is a little something in it, I'm not gonna lie. Just call me Samantha James or Cookie Tookie. But if you know who that is, you shouldn't, but I do, and I'm obsessed. I can't help it. Anyway, how do you like the mug, huh? I got that at Goodwill outlet for like 50 cents or something. Couldn't pass it up. I love Charlie Brown, and orange is my favorite color. I don't need another mug, but I love it. Before we start on the candles, let me just tell you something quickly if you don't already know. This holiday season, I am doing something just kind of for the heck of it because I have a lot of them and I enjoy doing it, which is that I'm going to send anybody that wants one a vintage Christmas card mailed with vintage Christmas stamps, or vintage stamps. Some of them are Christmas stamps. I love old cards and I have lots of them, and so I enjoy mailing them out, and I also throughout the year get unused vintage postage here and there, and so I have tons of that, and I love to mail letters with that. It's kind of like you're receiving, especially if it's like an old postcard or an old card, it's like you're receiving mail that's been, out lost for 30 or 40 years, and it's finally reaching its destination. It's kind of a romantic notion. So, and this year's been, tough, so it's nice for people to have just do a little something nice. If you would like a vintage Christmas card mailed with vintage postage, please just send your name and address to moodymoodmusic at yahoo.com. That's all lowercase. Or if you would like a vintage Hawaiian postcard, because I have specifically Hawaiian cards as well, send your name and address to Hawaiian Hi-Fi Radio. That's H-I-F-I. Hawaiian Hi-Fi Radio at yahoo.com for a Hawaiian postcard. Or, either or you can have both if you want, but you have to, send your email into both. So that is happening this year. Now, talking about... the U.S. Postal Service says December the 15th is the last day that you can mail something out to arrive for Christmas. So I suppose that's probably the last day I should accept people wanting cards. But I'm not going to, because, after all, let's be real. Holiday season, in reality, 12 Days of Christmas begins on Christmas Day and goes till Epiphany, January 6th. So that's all Christmas season. So whenever. I'll continue to accept them. So let's talk about candles. Let's not get too distracted here. I've had the worst luck with tea lights the past couple months. I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem to matter what brand I'm getting. I'm picking things up at the thrift shops, but they're not used. And even some of the stuff I've gotten, like at the discount stores, it's just been like really crappy. My latest crappy one is this pack, Sinlig for IKEA. How do you pronounce that anyway? IKEA. We don't have it. Anyway, not. They look fine, and they're terrible. They just. All of the tea lights I've had lately, they burn for 5 minutes, and then you go to check on them and they're totally dudded out and the wax isn't melted, and it's like, So I've started now just really using the electrical warmer, which I don't like as much, but for the time being, whatever, because it's too frustrating. So I don't know what to do about that. It just seems they're all duds no matter what I'm getting. So let's look at the candles. First, a couple smaller ones. Like this was a little one that came in a box of candles my friend sent. and my friend in Virginia. This is apple rum cider from Chesapeake Bay candle. Of course, this is just a little one. It does have a really nice appley and definitely alcohol smell to it. Apple rum cider. Smells an awful lot like the tea I'm drinking. I wonder why that is. Yeah, but this was cute. Just burning in the, the lantern. Not expecting a lot of scent from it. Another thing I had, sometimes in the lantern and sometimes out, because it's kind of cute, this little pot. This was from a thrift store. It's Hearth and Hand with Magnolia, the scent Fireside. So this was small, but I actually could smell this one a little bit in the atmosphere. And it is just that sort of, burning wood by the fireside kind of smell, and a really cute pot. I mean, it would be nice to repurpose. I don't know how many of these containers I can actually use, but that is a cute one. I also finished another small one, Sweet Almond Blossom from Opal House. Couldn't smell this really when it was burning, but it definitely has an almond scent to it, when you're up close to it. But it was nice just for the light in the lanterns, really. I did go through a Langley Home Gingerbread Holiday Classics melt that I got at the Goodwill store. And yeah, this was very lightly scented. It was a nice gingerbread scent, a little plasticky. I had suspected all of these might be a little plasticky because they sort of smelled like it. I think they might be really old, but it is it's a gingerbread, but was fairly light. I mean, not too much on the strength there. Also, in a box of candles that my friend Alan sent me were some pillars, which I haven't burned in quite a while. So that's actually kind of cool. I did go through this pillar right here, which is a Chesapeake Bay candle. Doesn't say what the scent is, but it's totally like a spice scent. Total spice. And I could smell, pillars, I don't know that they're really known for putting out a lot of scent, in the room, but you could definitely smell it when you were walking by it or away from it. And I am definitely going to use the rest of this in the electric warmer, so I'm going to put that aside. It was kind of fun to have pillars. It had a nice little ribbon around it. It was very pretty. Because I don't know if you do pillars at all, you guys. I used to a long time ago, and then I haven't in quite a while. But it is nice because it's kind of tactile. You have to maintain them a little bit and sometimes blow them out, or when you're done in the evening, blow them out, and you have to sort of shape them a little bit and keep them in the right shape, and push down on the sides and clean it out to make it look nice. So it's a little bit of maintenance, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of meditative or something. I don't know.
Greetings, I am an angel, and I bring you glad tidings of great joy. For today, you can hear vintage Christmas records on Moody Mood Music on Live365.com. That's right, vintage Christmas music. You may hear songs you haven't heard in many, many years, and you may even hear songs that were your childhood favorites. That's vintage Christmas music now on Live365.com on Moody Mood Music, and the link is below in the description box. Now, if you'll excuse me, there are certain shepherds I must appear before.
Now, I got a lot of other candles here. First one, Bath and Body Works Pumpkin Apple. Says here, does it even say anything? Yes. Delicious red apple. These are new glasses too. Fall pumpkin, fresh ground cinnamon, clove buds with essential oils. Beautiful candle. Smelled so good. I would say definitely heavier on the apple than the pumpkin, but there is a little bit of, not so much like pumpkin spice, but just a little bit of a gourdish sort of smell. And a little spice. I mean, there's definitely a little cinnamon, but very much apple, Little bit of spice, a little bit of Gordish pumpkin. So it's more on the fresh side, I think, than on the spice side. No issues with the burn. Nice candle. And by the way, the lids may not be the right lids on these. I just saved the lids and they may have had a different lid on it when I got it. I don't know. I'm not really a lid person. Bath and Body Works Spice Chestnut. Such a nice one for November, you know. You'll notice, I think all of these, they're totally empty. I've like cut out the rest, put them all in a warmer together and did like Frankenstein melts with what was left. This is roasted chestnut, mulled spices, dark rum, barrel-aged spice cider with essential oils. This is nice to me. I don't know. This was just very rich. I did get sort of an alcohol feel from it. I mean, not strong alcohol, but I like chestnuts. I don't know if you've had chestnuts that much, you're that familiar with them. I do get them occasionally here when they have like roasted nuts or something, those booths. It's not very often. I do like them, and they are a little different from other nuts to me in the way that almonds are kind of different. Chestnuts are kind of different too from like peanuts or whatever. And it does have a chestnut-ish scent, I think, to it. Not that I've had them a lot, but I think that's there. But definitely like a dark, cidery, little bit rummish. I think that's definitely there. This was really nice candle, really pretty with the lights. It looks much prettier as I'm looking at it in person than it does in the camera here, but it's beautiful when you're burning it. Okay, now I have a pumpkin from Le Chandelle, California, called Pumpkin Spice. This was given to me by a friend of mine who got it and thought she would enjoy it, and she didn't, and she just gave it to me. It's from Ross, $7.99. I did almost buy one myself. Oddly, little voice told me not to, and I guess that's why, because she ended up giving me one. This was not super strong. Okay, this was definitely like a pumpkin spice scent. It was kind of fresh too. It wasn't completely like a heavy spicy thing. It had a little bit of an ozone-ish, maybe dried leaf kind of thing to it. Dried leaves to me, I don't know, they are kind of hard to describe, but I think I would say dusty. Dried leaves, I think, kind of have a little bit of a dusty, slightly musty smell that I think is pleasant. I mean, I like it. Yeah, I do like that smell. So this has a little bit of that leafy smell to it to me, but predominantly pumpkin spices, you know, but not very strong. I used this as a monster melter. I kept dumping other things into it on the electric warmer, so it has all kinds of stuff in there, but I think it was a white wax to begin with. It was okay. It was not super strong. I probably wouldn't re-get it. It didn't suck. It just wasn't amazing. Just finished up this one, Gooey Marshmallow. Torched marshmallows, brown sugar, caramel deluxe. Well, this one has some other stuff in it too, so I can't. Do you guys do that? I do it a lot. I mean, when candles get down, sometimes I'll chunk it out and put it in a tea light. But lately, like I said, my tea lights have sucked, so I've been using the electric warmer. And when that happens, I usually just set a candle that's at its end on the electric warmer, and I dump other candle wax into it as I get to the end of other candles, and just kind of let that thing sit there for night after night after night for a while I'm burning something else, and have it. I just moved it into the foyer recently, so that sort of kitchen front door area has whatever monster Frankenstein stuff is going on. But this one definitely was very good. I think most of us know this marshmallow, Gooey, Bath and Body Works marshmallow, Gooey Marshmallow. And it is just pretty much to me marshmallow with a little bit of a toastedness to it. Caramel, I don't know. I don't feel like there's caramel in it to me, but caramel's just, I don't know. It is more like just marshmallow and a toasted feeling or toasted scent to them. It's a very sweet candle. It was pretty strong. I'd say it was about a 7, you know, kind of on course for a normal Bath & Body Works candle. This one I've had for a couple of years and have not burnt it, so I was happy to this time. This is cinnamon clove buds, Bath & Body Works, made with cinnamon leaf and cinnamon essential oils. No, cinnamon leaf and clove essential oils. And this one is, again, decent performance on this. Oh, I didn't say, but Gooey Marshmallow, I think I did have to pour the wax out a couple of times into something else because the flames were kind of puny. The flames did get a little puny on this one also, but they did correct after a while, but they were kind of puny for a while. But even being puny, this is such a freaking strong candle. I mean, you don't even have to burn it. You can just open the lid and let it sit there and you're going to smell it in the room. It's so strong, and it is very pure. It's a very purely what it says. Cinnamon and clove. I mean, there ain't nothing else in there, and it's very strong, and I really like it. I think for most people, it might be too strong, or maybe you might want to melt something on the side that might tone it down a little bit or something. I don't know. The next one, and I'm gonna say this for me was the Candle of the Month award. This was my favorite candle this month. It is a Village candle that I got on sale at TJ Maxx last year or the year before, I don't remember. $5. Pumpkin bread. Winner. Really a winner. Beautiful label there. Very authentic pumpkin bread smell. When I was working, if I ever go back again, at the coffee shop I worked at, we did a lot of baking. We made a lot of things ourselves, and we made our own pumpkin bread. I made pumpkin bread like every other day or whatever, with pumpkin bread and banana bread and muffins and blah, 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 blah. So I did a lot of pumpkin bread and pumpkin muffins. And I can tell you, this does smell like banana bread for sure, or pumpkin bread. And it's a very authentic scent. And it was pretty strong too. Like, I could really smell this. This is a 7, kind of like a Bath & Body Works fairly strong candle. And I liked it a lot. No matter where I had it in the house, I could smell it. I didn't have any issues with the burn. The sooting is just me at the end because I didn't trim the wicks. You know, the last couple nights I burn it and I just let it go out. So that's my fault. But yeah, really nice candle. I loved this one. And finally, in the month of November, another Bath & Body Works one that I've had, I think, for a couple of years. Cinnamon Caramel Swirl. This one says, gooey caramel, grated cinnamon, vanilla bean, maple brown sugar with essential oils. This was a nice one too. I really enjoyed this one. I guess it wasn't really packaged necessarily for like the holidays or whatever. I don't know. I think this is more of a summer packaging or something, but whatever. It's definitely, I don't want super caramely smells usually in the summertime, but this was a nice candle also, and it is a lot of caramel. It's a lot of caramel in there. That's mostly what it is. I mean, definitely get some spices in there too, but it's very, very caramely. I mean, it's like a caramel, not a latte. It's like maybe like a caramel steamer, you know, like with whipped cream on it or something, and cinnamon sprinkled on it. It's nice. Very nice, very strong. Burnt fine. I've had it on the melter a couple nights, so that's why there's still some wax left in it, but I think that's all used up. That's it. So that's what I burned in this month of November, burned and melted. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you have any of these candles or any experience with them, please leave your comments below. Don't forget, if you want a Christmas card, I'll be doing it. Just leave your name and address in the comment section below. We'll tell you where to submit your name and address, okay? So that's it for the month of November. December is here. We are well underway here at my house. My tree has been converted over from autumn, Thanksgiving, Halloween tree to Christmas, as you can see. And that's it for tonight. So have a good night. We'll talk to you guys later.